Welcome to Proven Improbable. Today we're going to highlight an exploration company that is focused on discovering Nevada's next multi-million ounce resource, and today you can add British Columbia onto that list as our featured company is making their official announcement of their strategic acquisition of the Exodus Gold Project, which has some of the industry's leading investors and geologists very excited. To find out more, stay tuned. But before we begin, I would appreciate if you click the subscribe button and click the bell. Now, on to today's interview. Joining us for a conversation is Peter Ball of NV Gold Corporation. Mr. Ball, welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, Maurice. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. It's a real pleasure to have you on our program to share the unique value proposition of NV Gold and to discuss the company's latest project acquisition. NV Gold is a company that exemplifies several virtues that have had our attention for a number of years now, and we're delighted to have you share them with us. Mr. Ball, for someone new to the story, please introduce NV Gold and the opportunity the company presents to the market.
Yeah, thanks, Maurice. NV Gold is an exploration gold company focused on making gold discoveries in Nevada. What we've done is put together what we believe is some of the best technical minds in the industry. We've known each other for many years. We're a very tight company. We own a lot of the shares in the company ourselves. We have a very low burn rate. One specific goal is to find gold, reward our shareholders, and keep on moving forward.
NV Gold has a very robust property bank with 16 projects located in Nevada that already have some of the most highly regarded names in the space, such as legendary investor Eric Sprott committing millions of their own capital into the company. But an opportunity has presented itself from British Columbia that looks to expand the upside potential even further for NV Gold. Mr. Ball, take us to British Columbia and introduce us to the Exodus Gold Project.
Yeah, thanks, Maurice. This is a bit of a step out for NV Gold. And again, we're focused in Nevada, but with our technical team, which of course is consisted of Dr. Quinton Henney, which is world-renowned in some of his exploration activities and discoveries. We also have another gentleman, Dr. Odie Christensen, who used to head up the global exploration team for Newmont out of the U.S., and two other key individuals, John Watson, who's made a number of projects into production and some additional other opportunities in the exploration field, and of course, Alf Stewart, 4 highly technical geologists. So, we always get presented with opportunities, and we're always willing to look what may assist the company to reward our shareholders. So, at PDAC, one of the top exploration conferences in the world, we ran into a geologist. He had this exciting project, but it was in British Columbia. So we're looking at British Columbia going, okay, well, hang on here. We're Nevada. Why would we ever go into British Columbia? Well, here we have a high-grade gold project sitting right next to basically a highway in an area never explored, with a logging road put right through the middle of it. And there's multiple vein systems sitting right under 1 to 2 meters of overburden. And the road's been put in another 5, 6, 7, 10 kilometers through this area. No one's been there. So we talked to the geologists, and for the last 4 months, we've been working on taking a look at this project. It's an extensive gold mineral field that we've, to date, after reviewing the project, found multiple vein systems. It's high-grade gold. They've done some trenching. They've done some soils. It's a project's been at work for about 3 years. It's interesting. So we had to add it to our pipeline. Here we are.
So just to confirm here, this is a greenfields exploration project that has existing infrastructure?
Yeah. So greenfields. Absolutely. It's been work since 2017. So there's nothing around it. And extensive infrastructure within 10 kilometers of a power line, within 40 kilometers of the city of Prince George, British Columbia. And this is interesting. So this project in British Columbia, we can work every day of the year. We could drive to site. So some of the projects up in the Golden Triangle, you have to wait for spring to come in, and then you really got to get out of there before September, October. We're good all year round. And then there's a number of other good things about the project. There's what we call an exploration tax credit we get. So for every dollar we spend, we get 30 cents back. So it's going to help on the minimizing the capital at the project. It's going to be fun.
It certainly sounds like it. Peter, I know that your team is very, very meticulous, and you have an outstanding repute for your business and geological acumen. Why is this a creative transaction right for NV Gold shareholders, and why now?
Well, with gold, like recently, gold last week reached the highest price in Canadian dollar history. So when it reached $1,800 a few days ago, that equates to, in the 2000s, $2,200, $2,300 per ounce. Looking at a project in Canada that we can work all year round, and with the gold movement, whenever you see a project with this high-grade nature that is robust, it's big. The land position that comes with this project, I think, is over 110, 115 square kilometers, the package. It makes sense. We want a project that we can work. We want a project that could deliver a high-grade gold discovery. We think we're onto something. For example, from the discovery pit or trench back in 2017, a new logging road was created over the last winter here, 2019, 2020. They did a little bit of exploration, walked a kilometer away, found another rock sample. This looks interesting. So our guys took a look at it. And when Odie Christensen, Quinton Hanney, John Watson, and Alf speak, I listen. I'm an engineer, not a geologist, so I go with them, and should be a good start.
What are some of the key highlights of the Exodus Gold project that has NV Gold excited?
Yeah, well, like I just touched on, one of the main things is a brand new area. No one's ever explored. It gives us the opportunity to make a virgin discovery. We think we have this discovery from what the vendors that have let us acquire the project has done work over the last 2 years. Again, like I said, when you find a project that has the infrastructure and access, basically next to the highway, basically next to the power lines, next to a community. And one of the key things is whenever you work on a project anywhere in the world, you want to work closely with the First Nations and have some social responsibility in the communities. We have initiated and have built a good relationship with the local First Nation group from the vendors, good working history on the project over the last 3 years. And funny thing, I think about June 20th, the access road to the project was called or named Mine Site Road by the local First Nation corporation, which is fantastic. They look like we can hopefully build a great relationship for everyone to have a win.
That certainly sounds good. What can you share with us regarding the exploration model?
Yeah, so initially, what's been happening to date so far is they've done a bit of trenching. They've done a few soils. They've done some rock sampling. They've done initial kind of looking around on the project over the last 3 years and delivered a lot of really good, interesting results. It's got a lot of the key indicators right now within the story, and what I mean by that is the arsenic and antimony relationship directly with the gold is correlated perfectly. So when you see what you want to find in most gold deposits is some arsenic and antimony, and usually if you find that, you can usually lead it to some gold. The arsenic and antimony is through the roof, which means we're onto what we believe a really good system. So this year, so NV Gold's cashed up. We're ready to go. We've got some projects in Nevada. We do not want to forget about Nevada. We have an incredible portfolio that we'll be drilling. We're looking to drill 2 projects there this year. But for BC, the project is what I consider drill ready. But prior to executing the drill program, which we believe will be really exciting at the end of the summer, we're going to do likely a property-wide geophysical program. Because from evaluating the project over the last 3 years with the vendors who've done a lot of work, there appears to be a number of key large structures and faults, and they happen to coincide directly across the center of the project, and we control it all. We control what we believe is the entire district. So we'll do property-wide geophysics. That'll hopefully assist us in understanding some of the structures to target or allow us to vector in later this summer for drilling. We'll do some structural modeling. We'll bring in some structure guys to take a look at what's actually happening here. We'll do some comparative modeling to other projects around the world for what this may be. We'll do some soils and, of course, a lot of trenching. What I want to do is prep this project for a good program for the winter, And the good thing about this project, we can drill all year round. We're not going to stop after the first drill program. We could get back up there in January and February and keep going right through the winter. So it's going to be should be a busy year up there. We're excited.
Leaving the project site, let's discuss your team, and this is an all-star cast. If you're intrigued about the value proposition on site, let's introduce your team, because they're comprised of legendary investors and geologists that have a proven pedigree of success. Let's find out who they are, beginning with the CEO. Who is Peter Ball, and what makes him qualified for the task at hand?
Oh, no one likes to talk about themselves, but a quick overview. A quick overview of myself. I consider that I've been in mining before I was born. My dad was in the mining industry and ran a number of mining projects. My uncle actually ran Homestake out of San Francisco, one of the largest gold companies in the world. My grandfather used to work in Africa. My other great grandfather worked in South America. So it's in my blood. I love it. I cannot wait to get up in the morning. I went to school for engineering, so I'm not a geologist, but I took 3 or 4 years of this stuff. But I rely on our technical team, which is on our board. So engineer, been in the industry, graduated mining school in 1989, worked for a number of large companies like Eldorado Gold, Hudson Bay Mining and Smelting, but really has been around the juniors for the last number of years. I used to be a broker at RBC Dominion Securities. So kind of a diverse little background. Enough of me. The main thing to talk about this company regarding our team is our board. The board has been together, except for me and the new board member I brought on, Alf Stewart. The board's been together since they founded the company because they've known each other for years. Their goal as friends was to get together, not to dilute the stock, put some money into their own deal, and make a gold discovery. Keep the burn rate low, find gold. So we'll start off with the chairman. The good thing about the chairman is the largest shareholder of the company. He's put every single dollar in the company. We didn't give him free shares. He owns 6.5 million shares. He's a geologist by trade. He's been around the industry for 40 years. He is a master's degree in geology from the Colorado School of Mines. Very smart man, knows geology, knows projects, knows what's good. So second, we'll talk quickly about this second shareholder, just to add in there. John Watson, the chairman, is the largest. Eric Sprott is the second largest. On the management team, I'm the third largest of the company and pretty much of the entire shareholder list. So we put our money in there. Let's dive a little bit deeper into our technical team. So again, one of John Watson's friends, they've known each other for years, Dr. Quinton Hennigh. Quinton Hennigh is one of the most respected geologists in the industry. He currently is the chairman and president of Novo Resources. I think it's about $750 million focused in Australia. If you don't know him, Google him. He's also one of the leading technical consultants for Irving Resources. He's a technical leading consultant for Lion One Metals. He's on a number of boards because everybody wants to have the opportunity to have him on hand. And he takes ownership in his participation role in NV Gold. So again, he likes the project in BC. He likes the projects in Nevada. He's always accessible and a great person to have on the board. Next layer, Dr. Odie Christensen, senior chief geologist globally for Newmont. He led and assisted Newmont globally on exploration projects. PhD from Stanford. He knows his projects, one of the most respected men in North America when evaluating, looking, or helping to assist move projects. And thirdly, Alf Stewart. When I joined the company, I was a board member for a couple, 3 years, but then John asked me to come on and be president, CEO, and bring some more energy and get the company ready for the gold market. Alf Stewart is a geologist also by trade, but he used to be an investment banker, which is great for the capital markets. He used to be one of the leading brokers in Canada, and he actually used to be head of corporate compliance for the Vancouver Stock Exchange. In other words, we also wanted Alf to come on board for corporate governance and audit and make sure everything's always running smooth on the financials and for our compliance and disclosure purposes to our shareholders.
I'm smiling and shaking my head here. These are all wealth builders. I don't know how you were able to assemble this team, but kudos on you, sir.
Well, thanks. Yeah, they're great. They are great.
Who will be carrying out the commercial and technical work?
Yeah. So right now, the interesting thing about the project, if we're talking specifically about British Columbia, the vendors that we are working and have signed an agreement to acquire the project from are top geologists, very smart. So what we've come to agreement is that I want them to help us. They know the project. They've been on the project for 3 years. They're not going away. They're not going to leave us stranded. They are going to be there from the first moment from we start get going on the project here in the next couple of weeks. The permits are in place for trenching and exploration work. We're finalizing the drilling permits, and so we're going to have them, and also we'll bring in a few other consultants. This is a consultant-driven probably project. As we get into the geophysics, we'll hire a geophysical team and go from there, et cetera, through the summer. It actually helps minimize the burn. We don't want to just hire a bunch of people and waste our capital. Every part of this project will require specific key professionals, and we'll engage them at that time.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but I do want to remind you, everything we're covering today with Mr. Ball, you can find in the description box below. And if you like our content, I would appreciate if you give us a thumbs up. Now, back to the interview. Let's look at some numbers. Mr. Ball, please provide us with the current capital structure for NV Gold.
Yeah, so as we run through the share structure, we currently have about 54 million shares outstanding. And we have, and then the next part of it, we have the warrants. So we actually have 9 million warrants outstanding. They're all at 20 cents. So what that means is they're all in the money. I think we're trading in the high 20s, 27, 28 cents recently. All the money's in the warrants. So we have approximately $2 million of the warrants in the money. Options are about 4.5 million. And they're allocated according to the consultants or part of the team as we do it. The last 2 options that we issued to the management team were at a premium to the market. The last one's issued about 2 months ago was at a 25% premium. We didn't try and discount it for ourselves. The one before that, I believe, was issued at 40% premium. In other words, we got targets to get to. We don't want to get a bunch of cheap shares if we're going to get options like most companies. Let's put them at a premium. Let's hit a goal. So outstanding, fully diluted, if you include the 54 issued, the 9 million of warrants that are all in the money, and the options, we have a total of 68 million shares outstanding. And again, as we mentioned, the top shareholders are not only the chairman, not only Eric Sprott, not only myself, but we have some industry investors out there like a good friend of mine, Bob Moriarty.
Yes.
Bob Moriarty has put a lot of money in this company. He knows our team. He believes in our team. And again, he understands our goal is to find it, make a discovery. And yeah, I guess we'll hopefully make him a lot of money. And it's good to have Bob as a shareholder. Good follower.
Very commendable on the responsible action on the options there. You had a spike this week in the share price. Any comments?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the market's pushed here over the last few weeks up to the highest price in Canadian history for gold of 1,800 US or 22 or 23 Canadian, whatever the math is. That was one of the reasons. The market does believe or understand that we are moving into our summer exploration. So if you actually go to our website and under investors area, there's the bottom tab. And so we have a kind of a quick facts area, and it shows each year we've had really good success of looking for projects and our stock price goes up. So we're just starting to get the summer program started. So again, in Nevada, before this British Columbia project, which will hopefully bring some eyes to the story today, is the fact that we have 2 projects, which is called Slumber and another project called Sandy. Both are ready for the summer. Both we anticipate looking to do a drill program on. Out of those 2, I want to focus on just one for a second, is our Sandy Gold Project. Just over to the southeast of Reno, Nevada. We have a big database. We went in the database, found a project. No one had it. We staked it. We acquired it for staking costs. I think it cost us $2,000. Got a good land package based on there was some historical drilling that had good results on it. So we staked it. Literally the next day, a group called Eclipse Gold Mining, run by a very reputable group, ended up staking the entire valley literally the same day we were, except we got our piece first. A couple of weeks ago, they drilled their project and they had some good results. But who's sitting right next to them, right inside their claim block, is our Sandy project. So here we are sitting with an interesting project we got for free. We're going to take a little look at this one because it's sitting right next to their drill holes. And I think that brought a little eyes to our story of what's happening at Sandy.
What is the float?
Yeah, so the float would be, if you start adding up out of our entire 54 million shares, I would probably say 30 or 40% is probably the float right now. It's a very tightly held, controlled company. A lot of investors in our story, some play for the summer, but a lot of our shareholders are in for the long run. So again, a lot of the shares are controlled by us, by key people, by key brokers, by key fund managers. And we recently had two groups, one out of Boston in the United States and one out of Denver, Colorado, picked up a significant portion of our stock based, again, on our management team, on our structure, in our recent financing. So it's really pleased to have these new groups. These groups are here for the long run. Our team has the expertise. They have the experience. They have previous discoveries. People buy into our stock for that opportunity.
How much cash do you have in the treasury?
I would say we probably have just over $1 million or so in the treasury. We just recently completed a financing. Mm-hmm. We're basically fully funded for our Nevada story. We might look at doing a small, what we can do. This is interesting. So we can actually look at a potential, which we haven't discussed yet, potential flow-through financing, which we've historically known you can do it at a premium. And the flow-through dollars will be allocated towards British Columbia. We've got a lot of interest in our story, so that's something we'll look at. But again, otherwise, we've got enough cash because we don't really have an office. We don't fly in fancy planes. We don't stay in fancy hotels. And really, there's really hardly anybody on the payroll. When we get active, the burn rate goes up, but our burn rate is extremely low.
Which was one of my next questions is, what is the burn rate? But you addressed that. How about this? How much debt do you have?
Zero. My goal, whenever running a company, our payables are paid every 2 weeks. We don't hold people off on the bills that we get from people. So yeah, we have no debt.
Mr. Ball, I've heard nothing but virtues. I haven't heard one vice yet. All right. Looking forward, multi-layered question. What is the next unanswered question for NV Gold? When can we expect a response, and what determines success?
Good questions, Maurice. So this is going to be a very busy exploration year for NV Gold. So as we push forward, let's talk a little bit about Nevada and we'll dive into BC. So next thing's going on in Nevada, we are focused on getting our Slumber Gold project through what we call the CSAMT survey, which is going to help us vector in and allow us to have our drill program better positioned in August. So July, geophysical survey likely for Slumber, and we push into August for potential drill program at Slumber. Also, in Nevada, I mentioned Sandy a few minutes ago. Sandy's on our radar. We want to stick a few holes in there and maybe do also a CSAMT survey. So we'll allocate that also for the summer. A lot of news flow on that and mobilizing and preparing for the season in Nevada. Again, one last thing in Nevada, we have a number of projects. So NV Gold is focused on drilling 2 to 3 projects a year. And we dive into our portfolio, our data bank, grab another project, and we'll do that in another year. We own 100% of them all. We do have some interest on some potential sales of assets to other mining companies, so we're working on that. So that may add a little bit of extra news flow. Now moving up into BC. BC is going to go pretty quick. We're going to look to get on the site here very shortly in July. We'll be doing site-wide geophysics. We'll be doing soils, structural review, and again, modeling to lead up to what we will believe a drill program in the latter part of the summer, likely September. Get results from that project probably in October, November, and get the drill rig turning. Our goal, or my goal when I spoke to the vendor, is at PDAC next year in Toronto, which is the Prospectors Developers Association in Canada, is to have some drill core highlighting what we believe is the next big discovery in British Columbia. And the great thing about this project, I ran into the vendor at the Prospectors Developers PDAC in March accidentally. He looked like a geologist. I asked him what he had. He said, well, I got a project. Took a look at the project. Here we are today. I should have never ran into him because he was looking for somebody else with a much bigger name than mine. But I got him, and we're excited.
It was destined to happen. All right.
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Sir, what keeps you up at night that we don't know about?
I don't know. I mean, as a shareholder, large shareholder of NV Gold myself, my number one goal is to work hard to ensure that we deliver value for our shareholders. So I love the market. I wake up, 4 o'clock in the morning, get ready. I'm taking calls from Toronto Europe first thing, and I'm into the Toronto. I want action on our company. I want to deliver. I do not want to overpromise. I just want to deliver. So every night going to bed, I can't wait to get up the next day and see what we can get done. And I'm here for the energy for the company. I got a great technical team, and this is the gold market strong, and we know cycles come and go. I believe that we're into a good, robust sector for the next 3 years. I believe we're going to get close to the $2,000 mark or more. The market mentality wants us to go there, so we're going to get there, and then we'll see what happens after that. So when the market's hot, I've been in the industry for 30 years myself. I've seen a few cycles, and when it's hot, you got to hit it and get going.
These are mutual ethos that we subscribe to here at Proven Improbable. Peter, last question. What did I forget to ask?
Well, I don't think you forgot to ask anything. I think we've got a fantastic company. We're tight. We're prepared. We're cashed up. We've got a great team that all of our guys take ownership in the project, in our company, in our model. Maybe you can ask how to get a hold of me if you want.
Which is my next question, sir.
Oh, well, there you go.
Mr. Ball, if investors want to get more information about NV Gold, please share the contact details.
Yeah, absolutely. So the number one way, email me. I don't have a mail person. I take emails. I take phone calls all the time, daily. I work 24/7. So anytime you want to phone me on a Saturday or Sunday or Monday, email me at peter@nvgoldcorp.com. I believe in transparency, and communication is key as a public company. So that the 1-800 number, which is on our website, but I'll give it to you here, is actually linked directly to myself. So the 1-800 is 1-888-363-9883. If you phone it, it goes right to my cell. If I don't pick it up, I'll phone you back within an hour guaranteed. And that's it. Phone us anytime. You can go to our website. You can log on. We have all the information there. We have a subscribe button if you want to get the news, because I'm not going to add you unless you add yourself.
Mr. Ball, it's been an absolute delight to have you on the program. Wishing you and NV Gold the absolute best, sir.
Wonderful. Thanks, Maurice. I really appreciate you taking the time this morning.
NV Gold trades on the TSXV symbol NVX and on the OTC symbol NVGLF. NV Gold is a sponsor of Proven Improbable, and we are proud shareholders for the virtues conveyed in today's message. Before you make your next bullion purchase, make sure you call me. I'm a licensed representative for Miles Franklin Precious Metals Investments, where we have several options to expand your precious metals portfolio, from physical delivery, offshore depositories, and precious metal IRAs. Call me directly at 855-505-1900, or you may email maurice@milesfranklin.com. Finally, please subscribe to Proven and Probable for mining insights and bullion sales. Subscription is free.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.